session where Susan Hayes Culleton is going to talk to us about the workplace myths. This session will be recorded so that we have the opportunity to go back and review the resources and learn more. So there's a whole range of different resources that have been recorded throughout the week, and they're now live on the website and on the Careers at Ulster YouTube channel. I know that if Kathy's recognising a lot of names, and you're already familiar with how the sessions run, and the fact that we really appreciate your interactivity and the fact that you engage with all of the different activities that are going on, and also that you use your professional etiquette as we go. And I suppose it's just lastly, if I have not forgotten anything, to thanks Susan for doing this session, and to hand over to her. And I'm just going to stop the slides so that Susan can start. Thank you so much.
Hello everybody, and it's really lovely to be here with you today. When I saw the numbers here, I said this is actually perfect, because what I wanted to do was do something a little bit different with you today, rather than something that you probably will have seen all week. So can I ask you all to please click on this link? Okay, so I'm just gonna share this. Now, when you click on this link, it'll say that you need access. Okay, now I better just make sure that, yeah, it's going to say to you that you're going to need access. So I'm going to approve the access. So this time we're going to do something really interactive on Google Sheets, using a technique that I use quite a bit with other groups. So as I say, when I saw that all of you were dedicatedly giving up your lunch break to spend it with me on this, I want to just make sure that you're rewarded for that. So if you click on the link there, and then tell me what happens when you get there, that would be great. Is it saying to you? Yeah, okay. So I'm seeing there, I see there Kay McCartney. Okay, so Kay McCartney, I'm just granting you access now. Okay, great stuff. So when you get into the document, if everybody else could click on that, I will approve your access as you go along. Brilliant. Kathy Moore is there now as well. Okay, Kathy, I'm going to give you access too. And Luke, okay, brilliant. So you keep coming here, and I'm going to see you then appearing. I'm going to see you then appearing up here as we go along. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to put my name here. So when you click on it, let me see. Yeah, so that has just given you view access. So I'm going to change your access, and I see there Nicole. Brilliant. Okay, so let me just make sure there that I'm just gonna, there we go. I can see there who's that. That's brilliant. Okay, I'm going to give access and give access and give access. So all of you there should be in there now. What I'm going to do is I am perfect. Jason, I can see D Highmore. So let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you. Brilliant. Okay. So anybody else as well? Anybody else?
If I come in as my husband, if I am signed into his Google, maybe.
That is okay. We'll make sure that that we let you in there for sure. Okay, so I can see there now various different people are coming in there. That's super. Right, so what I'm just going to do is now that I've done that, will you now click on the second link? Shahad, I can see that you're there now as well, and Carrie, I'm going to add all those in there. Okay, so if you could all, perfect. So under my name, will you then write yours? Okay, so just find a spot there on the sheet, just find somewhere on the sheet and just write your name. Okay. So Kathy, brilliant. Okay, I can see that you're there now. And okay, so Kathy, Julie, Carrie. Okay, now what you need to do is just whoever these people are, if you just press enter, then, so that's Kay, I see that's Catherine, great. Okay, so if you just press, there's Danny, brilliant. Okay, now I was going to take you through the 5 myths that are in the workplace today, but you know what, let's instead, what we're going to do is something a little bit different, because we have the group that we have. So can I ask you to instead document an assumption that you have around today's workplace? Okay, Now, and you can put in as many as you want, just make sure your name is beside them. So I'm going to say, I assume, right? So just start off with the word I assume. I assume that there will be lots more jobs in 3D printing in the future. Okay, now you put in whatever assumptions you have, and you'll see what we're going to do with it. Okay, so you just document your assumptions there. I couldn't do this if I had a big group, so the number today is perfect. So let's see what you're going to say there. So I'm going to delete a row here. Okay, growth in tech, Julie, brilliant. Let's see what the rest of you say. Okay, I'm just going to bring you all up there. Who's that? That's Nicole as well. So Nicole, if you move your mouse up here, and perfect, and just document there. So Catherine, whenever you're done, just press enter. Kathy, if you document yours in there as well. And let's just hear what assumptions you have around today's world of work. More people will work from home, says Julia, okay? And let me see there now, Shahad, I'm just going to make sure that I give you access as well. Okay, give access, and Dee Highmore. Oh, Denny, yeah, okay. Okay, I assume we will work less but be more productive. Brilliant, okay, that's great. I assume there is increasing time pressure. Excellent. Okay, Laura and Luke, let's just see what you have to say over here as well. Okay, and what I'm going to do next after this is that we're also going to see how we all feel about this. Now, again, you can only do this with a small group of people anyway, so let's see how we go. Okay, so Luke is typing in his there. And Nicole, I think you're typing in yours there as well. Right, I assume environmental consultancy will be way more in demand in the future. Okay, very, very good. Right, really good, really good. Now what I'm going to ask you to do is, will you now come up to the top up here, and I'm going to put my name up here underneath, but will you put your name somewhere up there? Okay, so somewhere just at the top of a column. Just top of a column. So Kathy, Julie, Denny, Carrie, if you could just, yeah, great stuff, Julie, very good. Okay, just up here, Kathy has done it there now, Denny. So just find a row, Carrie, that's super. Okay, Nicole, right. Now, what I'm now going to show you how to do is how to create a drop down in Google Sheets. This is super, super handy technique, super handy technique. So I'm going to do it twice. And then if anybody doesn't want to do this, that's fine, by the way. I just want to take you through the full aspect of this, right? So because I know from Future Skills, loads of people are loving Excel. So I want to give you that value for money as well, right? So I'm just going to highlight there. So if you highlight up, maybe down as far as 16 cells, just make sure that it's gone beyond Luke's one there, okay? So there, okay. Right, now just here we are. Right, now click data. Okay, so highlight the cells underneath data. Abigail and Laura, you're most welcome. Most welcome. Okay, so if you just go over there and put your name underneath and put in an assumption, right? So click data. Now, next, data validation. Okay, so click data and data validation. Next, list of items. List of items. And then agree, disagree, and press save. What will happen is a drop-down menu there will appear in your Google Sheets. Okay, so if each person could do that, so it's data validation, and then change list from arrange to list of items, and then type in, just make sure that there's no space in between agree and disagree. Good woman, Catherine. Good woman. Okay, great stuff, Catherine. You've done that exactly right. Exactly right. Let's see how. Okay, so Abigail, who's here? Abigail and Laura. Laura, I can see you there. Abigail, here. There's your, if you want to put in there an assumption, and Luke, I'm just going to make this, I assume. Okay, perfect, Julie. Perfect. Brilliant, brilliant, Kathy. Kathy, that's great. Luke, that's brilliant. Now, just going to show there for, okay, looks like everyone has it, just to show you again, right? So here, click data validation, and then list of items. What will appear is list from arrange. Change it to list of items, then agree, comma, disagree, and press save. Okay, now, can I ask each of you to now go down through these? I'm going to highlight these, right? So I'll make sure that what you can see on your screen are these two columns. So you can scroll. I'm going to freeze these two columns. So wherever you are, right? So wherever you are, you can see that. Now, can I now ask you to go down through each of these statements and say whether you agree or disagree? Let's just substantiate these assumptions. Let's just see what you have to say here. Okay, great stuff. Let's just see. Let's just see what you have to say here. Now, Abigail, you're most welcome. Abigail, what I'm going to do there is I'm going to show you how to create your drop-down menu, okay? And then after that, we'd love if you put in your own assumption. So what you do here is highlight everything here, Abigail, okay? I won't finish this off. I'll make sure that you do it. Could everybody else just go ahead and agree and disagree with the statements? Okay, Abigail, right? So here we go. I'm going to highlight the cells, then data, Abigail, data validation, and then change it from list from arrange to list of items. Okay? And then in here, type agree, disagree, agree, disagree. And then press save. Just make sure that there's no space in between the two and press save. Okay, that's how you do it. So hi Ursula, you're super welcome. Ursula, will you click on the link that's in the chat, right? And you can't see the chat. Okay, there you go. Will you click on that there, Ursula, and come into the sheet here and join us? And I'll take you through exact. Oh, good woman, Abigail. Thank you. Okay, well done on that. So, Ursula, whenever you're ready there, will you click on the sheet and come over here and just add your name here and just add in, Ursula, put in an assumption you have around today's workplace, right? So because we have a smaller group today, which is, you know, obviously I love having lots of people, but when I have a small group, well, then you just give me a way in which I can be more interactive with you anyway. Just in case anybody else that wants to join us, please do. So Ursula and Abigail, if you could just type in here an assumption you have around the world of work, please. Okay, now Nicole, it's a super easy thing that we have to fix here, right? Don't worry, I'll fix it there for you in 2 seconds. It happens a lot. Okay, is that what you did is that you put a forward slash in between the two as opposed to a comma, okay? So there you go. That should be now fixed for you. Okay, so if you just go through those now, Nicole, but well done on continuing and doing that. Laura, there's a couple of extra votes there for you to put in there as soon as you can. And okay, Abigail, I assume that more people will be interested in flexible jobs. Excellent point. So Ursula, when you have that done, Nicole, don't worry about this. Most people don't know how to do this, even those who do know Excel. Don't worry about it at all for a second. Okay, now I'm going to what I'm going to do, right? And anybody, you're all moving at your own pace. What we're now going to do is we're going to substantiate your views, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to ask Google Sheets to dynamically count the votes for us, right? So as people are going to be coming in and out, I'm going to be directing them in terms of what they need to do, right? But what I'm going to do now is we're going to count of votes. And this is going to be dynamic, which means that if more people come in and they vote in your statement, then it'll automatically update, okay? So count of agree votes and count of disagree votes. Okay, disagree votes. So let me see, Julie there is done. Ursula, I seen, oh, interesting, Ursula. Interesting focus there on presenteeism and so on. Okay, so Nicole there is continuing to vote. Kathy's continuing to vote. Carrie is finished voting. Denny's finished voting. Catherine's finished voting. Laura's finished voting. Luke, if you could continue to keep on voting there, that would be great. Ursula, fair play to you. Ursula's flying. Any wonder you came in now, Ursula? Sure. Yeah, the rest of us needed to catch up with you. Brilliant. Okay, and then Abigail, if you keep voting. Okay, for any of you that's done, right, come over here now to under C here, right? So thank you, Mosammed, brilliant. You put in your assumption in there. You just document in your assumption in there, and then everyone will go up and we'll agree and disagree. That's the beauty of this, is we will all be able to move at our own pace and it will be dynamic. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use the count if function. This is really, really helpful to count things quickly. The reason I'm doing this is, number one, is to show you another function in Google Sheets, and number two is to actually count the votes for you, right? So here's what we're going to do. Here, hi Sean. Sean, you're most welcome. Sean, click on the link here and join us. Okay, join us on the sheet. I'm just going to pop it there into the chat there. Oh, geez, I'm after getting into some code there. Now, there we go. Now, here's so if everyone who's ready, come over here and join me beside your name, right? I'll see you all coming up here when you're there. So come over here and join the name, join with. So for example, Catherine, if you come over here and click on there, exactly, Abigail, you're flying. So if everyone could come over here, under C, find your name, right? Under C, find your name. And Masamati, you keep going with your assumption. When you have it typed in, press enter so we'll all be able to see it. Okay, everyone's, load of people there now. Okay, so follow me now. Equals, so equals, count if, right? Equals, count if. All right? Now, what will happen then is as soon as you press that, a bracket would automatically appear if it doesn't make sure that you put it in there. And now highlight, click on E, and highlight all the way out to the end, all the way out here to the end, say out as far as or. Okay? Then comma, and type in inverted commas the word agree. So what you're saying is, what you're asking Google Sheets to do is you're saying over this range, over the range here, count up all of those, count up all those votes. So what I'm saying is, go Google Sheets, please go out across there. And what I want you to do is look across that range and look for the specific word agree. Okay, I'm going to take a look around here. So let me see. Has there E? Okay, I see exactly what's happened here, Catherine. You see there the way you have count if you have from E1 to R1. Will you change that to E5 to R5? That's all you need to do, Catherine. It'll pick it up for you perfectly. You're basically counting the number of times agree appears at the top line. Let me see there. Carrie, excellent. Well done, Carrie. Ursula, excellent. Now, Sean, if you want to come over here, let me see there. Have I got the right name? Is there anybody else I'm missing? Right. So, Sean, will you come over here? Right. Here's your name. And will you type in here an assumption you have around the workplace today? Okay, and I'll bring you up to date then with everything else. Now, let me see there what else is happening. Okay, so brilliant, Luke. Excellent, excellent, brilliant. Okay, a lot of people are finding their way here now. And exactly, Carrie, exactly, you know exactly where this is going, is do the same for disagree. Do the same for disagree. Great stuff, okay? All I've been doing here is copying and pasting and then just go to disagree. Hi, Jackie. Jackie, you're very welcome. Thanks, Sean. You're very welcome there, Jackie. I'm going to give you the link, and we'd love if you joined us here in Google Sheets. Okay, there you go. Okay. So I'm going to put your name in there, Jackie, and if you could type in an assumption you have around the world of work. Sean is writing his in there. Now, you are so close there, Julie. I'm just going to fix this for you. All you need to do is put the equals before count if, and then what you need to do here is just change the comma there to that, and agree and agree. There you go. There you go now, Julie, done. Okay, so I'm just going to pop on over here and see if anybody else needs some help. Okay, Musammat, and Sean and Jackie. So I'm just going to add your name up here as well, Sean and Jackie. Okay, now I'm just going to bring you up to date, just bring you up to date right away. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to put in a drop down menu there for you. I was teaching everybody how to do this earlier, but we're just going to hop straight to it here. Agree and disagree. Okay, now could each of you, Musammat, Sean and Jackie, could you go down through the various assumptions here and say whether you agree or whether you disagree? Okay, I'm going to pop on in here and I'm just going to sort this out here for you all. Okay, let me see there, Denny. Right, I'll tell you, I'm going to do this super quickly. Is just like that. There you go. So I just want to see there, because we do obviously want to get into the heart of what the assumptions are. And over here, I'm just going to do the same. So Musammat says, I assume it's becoming more busy and workers need to become more speedy. Okay. Right, now let me just fix this here. Now you see the way your votes are updating, because now Musammat and Jackie and Sean are all voting. Okay, so let's now let's just take the pulse of where we're at here. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I am going to work out for you dynamically the percentage agreement and disagreement, and then we're going to have a discussion about it. Percentage agreement and percentage disagreement. Okay, so well done to all of you for a kind of a bit of a masterclass there on a little bit around Google Sheets. This plus that. By the way, my degree is financial maths and economics, and that was what I was originally, and so I love Google Sheets. In fact, I love a good spreadsheet anyway. That, right, perfect. And over here then, I can see that the number of people who disagreed with me, or that has disagreed so far with Musammat, is 0%. Okay, now, here we go. So now what we're doing is now we've just substantiated our assumptions. And that's, as I say, I simply couldn't do that. I really and truly couldn't do that. Okay, I just want to make sure there that everyone has had a chance to contribute. Hello, Brooke. Brooke, you're very welcome. Brooke, will you click on this Google Sheet over here? And if you document in here your assumption around the workplace, I'm just going to give you your name in there, Brooke. Okay, so let's just see now what we have going on. As people are agreeing and disagreeing, as you're doing that, over here. As you're doing this over here, it's all being reflected over here in the update. So Sean and Jackie, whenever you get a chance, we'd love to hear your assumption too, and everything will be fed back in, then we'll be able to substantiate your views as we go along. All right, so what I can see here is that I can see that there seems to be a lot of focus right now on, Musammat says, I assume it's becoming more busy and workers need to be more speedy. I'm going to take me out. I was just there as an example, so I'm going to take me out. Did I take me out or did I took Catherine out? Sorry, Catherine, I'm putting you back in as quick. Catherine says, environmental consultancy will be way more in demand in the future. Very good. Kathy says, I assume more people will work from home. Julie says, I assume there will be more growth in tech. Denny says, I assume we will work less but be more productive. Carrie says, I assume there will be increasing time pressure. Nicole says, I assume there will be smaller numbers in person. Do you mean, Nicole, would you maybe just add in a little bit in there, Nicole? Do you mean smaller numbers in person in the workplace? In the physical workplace, perhaps? Laura says, I assume we will move to hybrid working from home and in the workplace. Luke says, I assume artificial intelligence to replace most basic tasks. Abigail says, I assume that more people will be interested in flexible jobs. Ursula says, I assume there is more pressure to be seen working. Okay, right. And it's interesting just about then, just how other people feel about these as well. So Sean, Jackie and Brooke, it'll be great to see what you add in there as well. Okay, now let's move on to the next phase of this. Okay, so my question to you is, yes indeed, Jackie, if you come over here to B15, if you come over here to B15 there, Jackie, and type it in, that'd be super. Okay, that's great. Now, my next question is, so what is the implication for you? So what is the implication? So what I want to see is taking something from a general idea. So now that we've thought about a general assumption, what is the implication for you then? Does it mean, so for example, if you mean, does this mean that you will feel, Musammat, that you have to work faster? Julie, does this open up opportunities for you? Let's just hear the consequences then. And John, Jackie and Brooke, whenever you get to put yours in, that'll be great. Okay. Let's see, what is the implication for you? Because what I'm trying to get at is what, like, at the heart of this, what is the concern ultimately then that you might have? Okay, let's just see. More pressure, Musammat, okay. More job opportunities, Catherine, okay. Not as much time for in-depth, let me just wrap that text now so we can see. For individual client consult, less exchange in ideas and creativity, says Nicole. More flexible working, okay, okay. Harder work, Luke, yeah. Yeah, and here's where I love the fact that I have a smaller group, is because I can actually have the chats. We can all have the chats about this now. More ops for our grads, great, Julie, yeah. Okay. Let's see. So whenever you have brilliant, Brooke, brilliant. I assume job roles have become more interdisciplinary. Excellent, Jackie. I assume there will be more global hiring in the future. Okay. Okay, let's see here. So Jackie says more opportunity for people to get jobs at global employers without needing to relocate. Excellent. Okay, less office space needed, Kathy says. Yeah. More ops for your grads. Okay, more, right. Okay, now, next question then. Okay, so what is a benefit of this for you or the people you care about? Now, what I mean by that is some of you are going to be considering this within like your own personal career. Some of you will be considering this for the clients that you have or the students that you have. Let's just think about a benefit of this first. We'll deal with your worries, don't worry, we'll get to that. We'll deal with that, but what is a benefit of this? That's really interesting, Brooke. That's really, really interesting. So let's see, Jackie, what is the benefit of this then for people to get jobs? So I'd be interested to know, Jackie, okay, yeah, you're already working on it. Make sure, if anybody hasn't got the link to join us now, just tell me and I'll happily, Samantha, I don't see your name on the list there. So just in case, if you'd like to, you're super welcome to join us right now. I'm just going to make sure that the link there is in the chat, okay? Okay, find facilities and time, more sustainable, okay. More sustainable products and businesses, okay. So I'm guessing there, Captain, the people that you care about is the world, basically. Ah, brilliant there, great there, Julie. Growth in Northern Ireland economy. Carrie says, more clients, seen waiting list reduced, more efficient. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yeah, okay. Okay, Samantha, of course, and if there's anything that you want to put, if there's anything there you want to put into the chat there, feel free, by the way, feel free, of course. Right, better work-life balance makes my role as a careers advisor better as I can bring more opportunities to my students. Brilliant. Ursula, more work-life balance. Okay. Okay, now let's also deal with the other side of this then, okay? Right, so what is a challenge? So I'm just going to take the same questions now because some of you will be looking at this through your eyes and some of you will be looking at this through the lens of you know, so this time is, what is a challenge of this? Challenge of this for you or the people that you care about. Okay. Let's see what you have to. I'm intrigued there, Denny. I'm intrigued there to see. Okay. Okay. So Julie says more growth in tech, not enough skilled, okay, and qualified applicants. Okay. Now, interesting there, Nicole. Right. So more space individually to work in. Okay, more person in the workplace, less exchange in ideas and creativity. Okay. Yeah, you're right there. You're right there indeed, Ursula. Sean, if you press enter, we'll be able to see there what your point is, okay? And similarly, Samantha, if you want to post in here an assumption, I'll put it up there for you. Encouraging global employment. Excellent, excellent, Jackie. Yeah, yeah. Motivation with others around. Let me see their potential less. Let me just wrap all this text here. You're very good at this. Very, very good at this. So workers will feel exhausting towards work. Younger workers needed in the Northern Ireland need to be in the workplace to bond and settle in, Kathy. Not enough skilled, qualified applicants. Okay. Now I'm just going to bring Denny's one down here. Okay. Okay. Delete. Okay, there. So, okay. So Abigail says jobs may become more competitive. Okay, and Abigail, if you want to go back over there and just think about what a benefit of that would be as well, it'd be just interesting to get your thoughts on this. Okay, now the next thing is let's now also remember that we are dealing with these assumptions. I'm just going to color this text here now so that it's, you know, just so that we know what we're dealing with. Okay, so the next question I'm going to ask is, like, in order to overcome or at least neutralize or lessen the impact of the challenge, what needs to happen? And this can be what the government needs to do, what you can do, what an employer can do. Let's consult with each other here. Let's just see, what do you think needs to happen? I'm going to wrap this text here now as well. Right, so Kathy says employers need really good policies and onboarding for new employees. Julie says change of approach from education to attract people into this industry. Okay. Luke says restructured work. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to up the ante now. I'm going to up the ante and I'm really going to ask we're gonna change something that we're gonna do here, and let's up the ante indeed. Because you're all super good at this. All right, because what I love about this group is that everyone here seems to be well able, like super well able to be able to sort out these issues that are happening. Sean, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to move your line to here, okay? And absolutely put in your assumption. We're really happy to hear it. And the same, okay, so I'm just going to make sure that we can see everyone. All right, now what I'm now going to ask you to do is, can you now go to some other place apart from your own name? One other area apart from your own name. Okay, so let me take, so for example here, there is, at the moment, I think we have 12 active members. Okay, so will you put your name now under here, right? Put your name here, but not beside your own one. Not beside your own. So here, so Musamat, if you put your name, say here beside Kathy. Catherine, if you put your name down there beside Luke, for example. Anywhere you see an assumption, just put your name, because now what we want to do is take somebody else's assumption and let's see what you're going to do this time. Okay, I'm going to give you a really different activity to do this time now, using a consulting model, because myths in the workplace, in essence, it's within all of our control to deal with them. Okay, now just make sure everyone has their name there. Now what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to hide this for the moment. Okay, I'm just going to hide these just from the point of view of visibility. That's all. Great stuff, Sean. Brilliant, great stuff there. Well done. Okay, so if each person can just find another name there. Okay, so Jackie, Laura, Ursula, Luke. So Carrie, Sean, could you go up there maybe to Carrie? Or no, someone else is up. Yeah, Luke, your name there is. So let me just see there now. Sean, could you go up there to line 7? Go up to Carrie's one. Now what we're going to do is a pestle analysis. Okay, we're going to do a pestle analysis. And let's now just really consider all of these assumptions. So pestle analysis is, what is the political implication of this assumption? Political could be, what should the government do? It could be how, in terms of workplace culture, how do we deal with this? It could be what needs to come from the top, what needs to come from leadership here. So Jackie, in terms of Musammat's one, which is, I assume, that the workplace is going to become more busy and workers need to be more speedy. Politically, what needs to be done around this? Laura, if you come over here, Catherine says, I assume environmental consultancy. So Laura, maybe politically the implication of this is that there's more grants given to green energy. So just think, what is the political? Thank you, Musammat. I see you're now dealing with Brooks one. What is the implication? Right, Sean, I'm going to take yours, okay? Well, no, actually, I'm going to leave it there for, yeah, I'll take yours there, Sean, okay? So what I'm going to say, the political implication of Sean's assumption is that government needs to, thank you very much indeed, Julie. Yeah, you know where I'm going. Government needs to invest money into upskilling people in the workplace to be able to take on new jobs arising from these changes. Okay, so that is the political implication. So Jackie says, have government regulations around hours, breaks, etc., not to ensure workers are not overworked. Okay, very good. Very good. What else have we got here? Government needs to make it mandatory for every company, flexible working policy and support for citizens. Excellent, Ursula. Excellent. What else have we got over here? Any of you that has done on the politics, next move on to the next letter of pestle, which is E for economic, right? So Jackie, if you want to move over here and work on that one. Julie, oh, okay. Let me see who else. Nicole says there needs to be more encouragement for good work-life balance. Yes, indeed, Nicole. And that has to come politically. But that is where leaders in businesses and organizations need to show, they need to show leadership there, to not expect people to be answering emails at 11:30 at night, for example, etc. So the next question then is, what is the economic implication of this assumption? So let's think of other people's assumptions. So Jackie, what is the economic impact of Musammat's one? Now, Sean, I'm also going to talk about this. I'm going to say the economic impact of this is that Northern Ireland can become a leading hub for automation, all the things you're saying, automation, perfect, automation. The impact of this, it can become a leading hub for automation and thought leadership relating to tech. Okay. Okay, great stuff. Let me see, positive. All right, so there's a lot of people here saying some great things. Okay. Okay. Now, what I'm going to ask is take any one of the other letters of pestle. So, what is a social or technological or, you're right, Jackie, yeah, steeple is brilliant too, social or legal or environment. I think you're going to take, Catherine, you're probably going to take the last one, environmental impact of this assumption. Okay, let's just do this and then let's just have a debrief then. Very good, Ursula. That's a very good point. Yeah, less money being spent in towns, but then perhaps there'll be more money spent in rural Northern Ireland. Let's see then, what else have we got here? Positive impact, says Jackie here. What else have we got here? Nicole says workers need to be paid a livable wage to not feel the need to overwork or feel insecure. Okay, good point. Julie says more funding required for mental health. Yep. And wellbeing services. Absolutely. Absolutely indeed. Let me see, what else have we got here? Sean, I'm going to say, the obvious one to answer you there, obviously, is technological. So I'm going to say there will be, let's say the social impact of this. Social impact of this is that we use more tech in our homes, i.e. smart devices, as we become accustomed to this in work. Okay, there you go, Sean. That's my take. That's my take on this. Let's just see what else you're going to come up with. So we've another couple of minutes left here. So let's just see what else. Better tech for population but effective mental well-being, Luke. Okay. Sean said government may need to mandate a minimum time limit. The tasks in the workplace must have to ensure workers have time to be given a completed task. Okay. Real estate sector for office blocks hit hard. Interesting point there, Kathy. Yeah. What else now? Carrie says individually, people able to apply for roles they may not be able to access locally, globally, working in partnership on shared goals across many areas to make it work. And you know what as well, Carrie, just to respond there to that point that Jackie made, that means that managers are going to have to manage people differently. And we've all had to learn how to do that over the past while when it comes to COVID and managing people in virtually. Like, I have managed a couple of interns on our team that I've never met, and they have been in Hong Kong and they've been in Vancouver and they've been in New York and Boston. And that's the thing, is that, you know, we have to in our, for example, I did my master's in executive leadership. That type of management and leadership will now have to be reflected in that master's. So you're totally right there. Okay, what else have we got? What else have we got there? Let me see over here. Be cost effective for employers and boost profits. Okay, what did Musammat say there? All right, so one last thing that I'm going to ask you is, do you feel that you can do something about the assumption that you mentioned that can have a positive impact on you and those you care about? So let me just let's just now that we've really thought through that, we've thought about positives, negatives, we looked at political, we've looked at the economic side of things, we've looked at whether we agree and disagree with others. My last question to you, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to practice what I preach here. What I'm now going to do is that I am also going to create a drop-down menu for you, because I'm good like that. I'm good like that. And I'm just going to say list items, yes, no. Okay. So let's now just, as we wrap up, let's just take the last pulse that we need to on this. Do you feel you can do something about the assumption that you made that can have a positive impact on you and those you care about? Okay. So Musamad, we go back to you being at the top line. Okay. Catherine says yes. Brilliant. Okay. Laura says no. Okay. Okay. Yes says Jackie. Great. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what else you say over here. Yes. Yes. Okay. And I'm going to, again, I'm just going to count the number of times that people say yes and the number of times that you say no, because I'm not going to be counting these. Google Sheets can do that work for me. Okay. Paste, and this is number of no's. Let's see. Can you do something positive? Can you do something positive? Okay. So we have pretty much neck and neck here. Pretty much neck and neck. So I'm going to take Denny's. I think Denny might have left us, so I'm just going to put that there. Let me just see here now. Let's just do a quick run around, because I'm going to have to, in about 30 seconds, hand this back here to Julie. So yes says Musamad, yes says Catherine, no says Kathy, okay, no said Julie, Carrie says no, Nicole says no, yes says Luke, yes says Laura, no said Abigail, yes said Ursula, yes says Jackie, and yes says Brooke, no says Sean. Now, last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you what you've just achieved in 45 minutes. In 45 minutes, you thought about an assumption. You learned how to create a drop-down menu. In addition, you also voted on everything. You used the counter function. You looked at the implications for you. You looked at the benefits. You looked at the challenges. You also thought about something that can be done to overcome what has happened. In addition, you also reviewed another person's assumption, and you compared a mini pestle analysis on that, as well as having a conclusion about whether you feel you can do something about it or not. So, thank you for that rapid fire burst of activity there. I hope you learned something from that, and that you got a sense of understanding about the way in which to look at a problem like those assumptions and how you can do something to overcome them, and look at them around giving suggestions to other people how they can help. Back to you, Julie.
Thank you so much, Susan. That was fast and furious, and really interesting to see how Excel can be used, and obviously take the learning with us. Thank you so much. Would it be possible maybe to get a copy of that sheet for
Absolutely.
the participants, so that we can kind of take our time to review it later, just so that we can maybe kind of get our heads around it a bit better with more time?
Absolutely. The sheet is there. That link will be there, and it's live for you to for anybody who wants to access it. So go right ahead. It's all yours.
So everybody who's in the session here can just keep that link open and review it as and how they want. Brilliant. Perfect. That's great. So I suppose last, it's just I've already thanked you, and I think today and all of your session, Susan, have been so dynamic and innovative. So it's been really exciting to see how delivery and how interactive work can kind of happen in real time. It's a lesson for me, and I'm sure everybody else here. It just is for me now to wrap up and show you a few other things that you can get involved with. Now, in 15 minutes, so it's a quick fire switch over to see the women from the Northern Ireland's football team that recently qualified for the Euros, that are going to be talking to us in the next wee while about their achievement and how they overcame so many obstacles to achieve what they have, alongside a few other sessions for tomorrow, including Katie Matthews, who's done lots of things on mental health this week, and is actually going to be looking at how you can help your friends' mental health, alongside our kind of finale for the week, which is David Mead, who is a very exciting presenter, who will be looking at how you can unlock your future. We also have lots of different support that we can offer you alongside and after this week, including one-to-one coaching that Susan is offering alongside a couple of other executive coaches. They're going to offer their time to you on a one-to-one basis. And if you go to the skills event website, you'll be able to see the access advice where you can register your interest for coaching. Alongside, Kathy's putting the links up here as well, which is great, so you can click straight out to them. We also want you to have a look at the jobs that we have available for placement and graduate opportunities that we have generated as a part of this week to complement the learning from the week. There's lots of new jobs that are coming on every day, and also that the recordings for all of the sessions are available on the website that you can then access in your own time for things that you may have missed or things that you want to go back and review. So thank you so much, everybody, and hopefully you'll be able to join us for other sessions later today and tomorrow. And thank you again, Susan.
Thank you very much indeed, Julie and Kathy and all of the team who've been here throughout. It's been a joy, and thanks to everyone for their mega interaction there. It's really interesting to hear all about what you're thinking about will happen in the future and how we can handle it.
Brilliant. Thanks, Susan. Okay.